All right, guys, Anthony here, real quick with Complete Human Performance. I got a couple questions about face pulls and how to do them. So there's a couple different variants. I'm going to show you the ones that I call for my clients. So I know what I consider a normal face pull is something like this. All right, so if you can usually use it with like if you're doing a cable attachment, using a rope on a cable. All right, so elbows high. I like to keep them high for this. I'm pulling with my traps, right? So for me, it looks something like that. If I'm facing you guys a little bit better. Right, so I'm pulling higher and pulling with my traps. That's one way to do it. Sometimes people do like an overhead rotation, what I call like overhead rotation. This band's a little too heavy to do that, but just to give you an idea, overhead rotation, if I had a rope or if I was doing it with a band, I grab underhand, right? So the face pull I just showed, I'm grabbing overhand like that, right? This I'm grabbing underhand, right? So pointing my thumbs back, right? And then I would rotate, it's too heavy for me, right? I'm rotating back, right? I'm trying to initiate the pull with the bottom part of my trap, right? So it's really for lower traps initially. So I actually will kind of round forward and then pull with that. It's the same basic movement as if you do if you put your face down on an inclined bench and do this with like a pair of dumbbells or even some like very light plates. And you're pulling with your lower traps. So this is what I treat as a lower trap exercise and for health of your rotator cuff. Right, it's good sort of keeping the rotator cuff healthy. One of my clients, sorry, dog's barking. One of my clients asked about, is a face pull the same thing as a rear delt twist? No, at least not the way I do them. So like I said, the way I do a face pull is I'm pulling with my with my elbows really high, right? So if I turn that into this, right, that would be like doing that. It is going to hit some of your rear delt. I'm focusing on pulling with my trap and really pulling my scapulas back when I do a face pull. Right? So I'm really thinking about pull scapulas back and pulling with my traps. So I'm not really thinking about so much of pulling my elbow out with my rear delt. A rear delt twist, on the other hand, what I'm doing there, you do a dumbbell or a plate or typically what I do it with, right? I'm thinking of out and back and supinating, right? So that supination isn't there, and this elbow position, right, is different, right? On the face pull, the elbow position would be equivalent, it's high, so the equivalent would be kind of up, sort of 45 degree angle, kind of up and out. Maybe not that high, but you get the idea. Whereas this, you're coming back towards your hip a little bit. So it's kind of 45 degrees the other way, basically. So I'm pulling back and twisting, right? And so it's kind of out and back, right? That's what I kind of think of, out and back. And you should feel it right through there, like right above your tricep, right? It is a trickier exercise to feel, and particularly trickier muscle group to feel. But if you work on it and you really focus on pulling, sort of getting that twist, pulling out and back, right? And sort of trying to basically make this short, right? So as you're pulling, think about shortening that, right? So you're not trying to necessarily like go real high with it, because then you have to sort of over rotate and pull your scapulas into it, which is not what you want for rear delt, right? So the range of motion isn't that big. So think about here, and then when I'm here, right, what is the rear delt doing? It's contracting here, right? So I don't need to come up here. I just kind of want to kind of yank that tighter, right? Make that shorter. So you do that, will give you a good rear delt pump, and you should feel it right through there, that upper part, kind of right above your tricep area. So that's your differences between sort of a face pull, an overhead rotation, and sort of a rear delt twist, at least the way I do them. So hopefully that helps.